Welcome to Maptive. In this tutorial, we're going to talk about isolating areas of the map so that you just have those areas. You can isolate countries or states, and I'm going to show you multiple ways you can do that in this tutorial. So you can have data on your map. I actually do have data in this map. I'm just hiding the markers currently, just to make this easier to see. So I'm going to go into our map tools here on the top left. And then I'm going to head straight down to the geographic boundary tool. And in this case, I'm going to just say world countries and no fill because I'm going to isolate a country. And now we've got those boundaries on the map. Don't get confused by what's happening on the left. We're looking at the right. And so we can click on any country that we want to isolate. I'm going to isolate Canada for a moment. And once we click Canada, we see this pop out open, and then we're going to click Isolate Boundary. Now you can add additional boundaries to this map if you wanted to, like if you're creating a territory map by, let's say, Canada forward sortation areas. You could color in this map with your data, but Canada will kind of remain in its own thing. And I know we kind of ignore the top, but that's what we do. We want to take it back. We can either click on the isolate boundary again, or simply remove the boundaries we added. Now, if you're doing a single state, I'm going to talk about the US, but this could be anywhere. If you're doing a single area that we do have as part of our boundaries, then again, we're going to add those boundaries onto the map, and then you can click whatever state you'd like, and you can isolate that boundary, and then you can go forward. Now, if you wanted to isolate several states, the way we do that right now is first we can do this in this tool, or we can go straight to the territory tool. You can get to both of them through here, but we're going to create a territory. I'm going to create territories manually in this one, and I'm going to use the selection method, and I'm going to do it by state. So you can do it by any of these, and there's quite a bit listed here as well, but I'm doing US states, so that's what we're going to end up with. It's going to ask me to name that territory group, and we're going to hit create territory group. Now you can do it on click, hover, or lasso the area. I'm going to do it on click. Hover, you click to start, and then you just move your mouse around. Lasso tool you would actually lasso those areas, but I'm going to do it on click, and this says click the start button, click the areas you wish to add, and then click save. I'm going to hide that for now. I'm going to hit start, and then as we see, I can start clicking those boundaries that I want to include in the southeast. When I'm done, I'm going to hit save. We're going to name it. We can choose whatever color we'd like. And we hit save. And now we're going to see that area highlighted. We see a label. We can hide that label. I'm going to hide this label because at the end of the day, I'm going to isolate this area and then use my boundaries again. So I'm going to click on that area. We have that little scissor again to isolate the territory, and I'm going to go ahead and isolate it. Honestly, you would probably want to go into the territory group settings and actually change the color of the area, but I'm making it purple on purpose. And then I could simply go, I want to go to my geographic boundaries. I want to do my US states. I want to color this in based on even my data, if that's what I want to do. And I'm going to color in the states in this area based on those territories. And then I can further combine group into territory and hit save, and then we see the names of my territories show up. Mississippi will show. There it is. Once again, to remove the filter, you can either remove the isolation that you created or just click on the isolation. Since I've done that a couple of times now, we're going to click on that X and we're going to hit proceed. It doesn't actually remove the rest of my boundaries, and you see now the rest of the states are colored in because my markers are actually covering all of those states. And now we've got that. You can always remove this, of course, and that is how you isolate different areas on your map. As usual, if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thanks for watching. Bye.